individual of a generational wealth here, and I'd like to do a full breakdown on it. So, two things. One is, I think when people don't work, they start to deviate from a healthy mental construct. In other words, when they don't have a certain degree of challenge and work in life, they start to behave in ways that are irrational and don't make sense, and are also, I've been using the word unsustainable a lot. So they might do things that are not like what would a sustainable thing for say they make a lot of money in a certain field, or they inherit wealth. What that means is that they are either going to just be as if they're in this bubble, this island of not having to worry about things, or they're going to be in the reality of that rarely do people in general actually make significant wealth, and the best thing is to start a business and so that it can employ your biological relatives and friends, people you care about. So I'm missing this fucking light. Okay. That was okay. So you guys heard me honk there. That was fun. All right. So right when people, and so what ends up happening is people get stressed out by all of this, and it's like an external thing. It's like it wasn't internally manifested in your own body, the making of the wealth, or maybe it was. Actually, a lot of times, certain people like athletes and models will have trouble because they're making the money with their kinesthetic intelligence or body. They may not have developed a business sense. Okay, so we're looking at what to do if you have generational wealth, right? Start a business or create, like you've researched I think it's the Rockefellers, as opposed to the Vanderbilts who lost fortunes. The Rockefellers found a way to create a sustainable trust, but the trust, or the money in general, I think should be more seen in the sense of like I'm trying to make sure that my family has padding, so if they have a medical emergency, or maybe if they have a legitimate business to invest in, or maybe if they have, basically to keep them from poverty and to have some degree of sheltering. But as wealthy people do say, some of the wealthiest, they won't be giving all their wealth to their children. Yeah, they'll get them education and they'll position them. But like they say, you don't teach a farmer how to, you don't just give them, foods. You teach them how to farm and to cultivate something. And so that's point one, is the not letting it destroy them mentally, creating these special trusts. You can research that, and just being discreet. And here's what I mean by discreet. I don't mean living in a lower or middle class life. it's living in a potentially luxurious life if you want, but doing it discreetly. And the way wealthy people do that is several ways. First of all, yeah, when the people are young, they need to be monitored. Their prefrontal lobe isn't fully activated. They're developed. They're not ready for serious responsibility. But as they show that they can be, but you want people for luxury experiences. You really don't want to take it away from the person. That it's like they created it. Like, you don't want to give them fancy things. You want them to buy them and earn them so they can experience the hard work and the creation that they're doing for themselves. Like, don't take that away from them. That's spoiling somebody. That's taking away the meaning of life of a human being, because life is supposed to be a gradual build-up, right? It's supposed to be, you do this, you earn, and then you build. And you don't want it to be where if you're wealthy and then you have sons and daughters, you don't want it to be where your wealth is having to be the primary force in helping everything, and then like sustaining the lifestyle of when you have grandchildren and everything. You want it to be where it may be a supplemental thing, like on fun adventures. The family sometimes like going to the grandparents' house type of thing. Maybe going to the theater or some, just stuff that might not be ordinarily, but overall you want it to be. And this is why, especially if you have daughters, you want to be careful. You want to be, hold on guys, I'm switching lanes. Full focus, please. There we go. Everyone's trying to fucking rush. But there's no need to rush. Come on, boys, here we go. All right, guys, we're going full. And you got to get that little mirror. There's this little mirror that helps you check your blind spot in your left driver's side mirror. There's a little mirror that you stick on. Right, so now here's what we got. We got generational wealth, the dangers of it. And like I said, people can easily turn to drugs because they got all this external stimulation of not feeling like they're creating themselves. So that's why you don't want to spoil them. That's a good start. But then we want to get into more technical stuff, like what about the legacy, and what about the values or the family values. All right. So it's factors. One is you don't want people to think that you how do I say this? You don't want to get too attached to everything. If you're wealthy, you don't want to get to like family heirlooms or artifacts or the history. Like, you do want to celebrate it, but there's a disadvantage to always living in the same family home. I actually encourage people to live in different places because it gives you a different sense of things. Like, it gives you a different, like, not feeling like you're the same person you were when you were a child growing up in some house or some fancy house. And then you got the religious aspect of it. Now here's a huge point. I'm gonna title, this is gonna be the title of a whole video. And it's called Everybody Has Their Own Religion. Whether they call it a religion or a lifestyle, or they just act like they're normal, No, everybody has things that's important to them, or is like their their core values. For some people, it might be, and here's the danger with rich people, is that the rabbit hole of eccentricity, wherein you're going into this realm of having more money to do more eclectic hobbies and activities, and maybe lose habits that the average work person has. Now, this can happen also in like a warm climate, or if you're wealthy and your money is your currency is more valuable than another place. You can that can happen too, where you have these weird situations of maybe it's polygamy, or horseback riding, or being part of exclusive clubs. The problem with clubs is that it can often be just all about like money and net worth, and just because somebody is wealthy doesn't mean that they have as much wealth as you. Like, think about it, or the same. I mean to say the same like belief systems as you. Really think about that. If you're wealthy, okay. So then you gotta think about the attachment to the past. Like, let's say you come from a family of industrialists and capitalists, or somehow people involved to a famous extent in the Hollywood or your local community or city, or the political sphere. All of that adds up. It all adds up to being more further, once removed, further deviated, farther away from reality. And the reality is if you're wealthy, most of your kids will probably have average lives, or work average jobs. They say that the working class makes money with their hands, the middle class makes money with their minds and their intellect, like management and doing college level skills and practices and occupations. And then the wealthy people, they make money off of having the power and influence and investments, and their money works for them. So it's this kind of system where money, if you play it right, their money works for you. Okay, let me get back to like discretion. This is advice for people who have money at a certain point. You want to do everything from telling people you make a fraction of what you make, to telling, driving cars that are not flashy. You may have a nice house, but it's better to be a house on a hill or a gated community, obviously. Don't be careful of these flashy things like expensive condos, or a house on the water, or just some fancy house, but it may be easy to break into and easy for people to seeing the windows, and you're lacking privacy and safety. You want to teach the kids to be discreet, not showing off, telling everyone what school they go to, not advertising that type of stuff. Not just being discreet. Like, it's as simple as this. If somebody sees you in a fancy car or trying to flex on in some public capacity like social media, you're gonna end up Bilbo AC. That's your nigger AC. Yes. AC Flex. He's talking about, doesn't this African American ever be quiet? Fuck no, nigga, we on some coming to America type of shit. Nigga, we on some going back to Africa on a safari tour on some rich nigga type of shit, nigga. Ooh! Yeah. That'll cancel my viewership. Annie boy. Alright. So, yeah, I think I covered a lot of talking points there. The essence of it is, if people know you're wealthy or you're showing off, and you got to be careful, because especially women seem to like to do this on social media. Like, they want to film their lifestyle and their kids. Like here's a fucking another major aspect of wealth. From a historical reference, wealthy people, their women don't work. Their daughters are virgins until marriage. The women stay in the house. The women, when they're pregnant, they're especially not going out. And they're careful, and they have a more formal way of living, like more elaborate, and they actually probably do work harder. Like, we know in general that unless they have like maids and stuff, but then it makes you question, like, is it really wealthy as a woman to not raise her own children? Like, you should want to cook for them and want to homeschool them. Why would you want somebody else doing that for you? Like, that's the meaning of being a mother. Just like the meaning of being a father is providing for your children. And it's really the issue is living off of your own energy. Like, you shouldn't want, so I wouldn't want someone to give me something nice for free. Now, I might want them to invest in if I had a business idea that I thought was profitable and they thought was profitable, then yeah, but that's realistic. That's not like the guy, the Shark Tank guy, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Wonderful, he suggests that if people are asking you about borrowing money, you decide on a certain amount you can gift them, not wanting it back, and only one time. Like, tell them only once. I'm only giving this to you once. Nailed the fucking light. Yes. Oh shit. Okay, hold on, boys. We fucking didn't even lose the phone. Haha. All right, so that's my time. Good time. AC2, dialing in, saying hello. Good times. And all jokes aside, like using the N-word and stuff, I think a lot of black people are actually racist because the N-word is like a fun word. It's like it's like part of a format of speaking. It's part of a method and a style of speech and also rapping. And so for black people to exclude other non-black people from being able to express themselves in that way, under the assumption that they're not racist and that we all like each other, which it should be pretty obvious whether or not it's given in the spirit and context of racism or not. And if it's not, then it's actually racist, I posit, for people to be suggesting that we can't, non-black people can't be using these terms. And in fact, what you'll see, AC pumping it, dude. AC, does this jerk ever shut up? Bilbo tuning in, AC tuning in hard, AC just chugging away, just like pumping it, dude. AC, I got your back, dude. But I need you to buy this. Yeah? I need you to buy this. This is this. Trust me on it. It's the most realistic device. You can even use it without the plastic outer holder. This is the future, guys. It's just like women who use dildos. We all need to be able to enjoy ourselves and pleasure ourselves, and then move on from there. All right, I'm gonna tune out. Thank you, AC, for the affirmations. AC. And we'll talk soon. I thought that was a very packed episode. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll talk more.